welcome to a brand new episode of Character Profiles. Today, I'm going to talk about probably one of the few animated characters to look good in pink, the Pink Panther. Through his suave personality and fun nature, this classic character has stayed poignant for a long time and will always be around for years, and even to the point where his animated appearances will be remembered more than the feature film that spawned him into an animated icon. But why is the Pink Panther so inherently likable? Let's take a look at his career and find out, shall we? The Pink Panther made his debut in the opening titles of the Blake Edwards comedy of the same name in 1963. Though the Pink Panther in question was actually a diamond sought by David Niven's thief, it soon became synonymous with his cool cat following Peter Sellers' Inspector Clouseau in animated form. Directed by legendary Looney Tunes master Friz Freleng and accompanied by Henry Mancini's unforgettable music, the character became instantly popular. His appearance in the films became a tradition, appearing in most of the sequels. It thus became no surprise that Freleng was asked to commission a series of new theatrical shorts featuring the Pink Panther. The first of these was the Pink Think, a hilarious short featuring the Panther dealing with a painter who wants to make a house blue, while our intrepid cat tries to make it pink. Utilizing Mancini's music for the course of the entire cartoon, it was a very funny debut short for the Pink Panther and won a very deserving Academy Award for Best Animated Short Subject. The Panther's personality was quickly established as he found himself dealing with one person as attempting to con the Panther after another. That said, he did have the occasional short in which the Panther found himself getting successfully tricked by the antagonist of the piece, like in the Pink Blueprint, for instance. One of the major keys to success with the Pink Panther shorts was the use of silent comedy, which was very Chaplin-esque. Through the excellent character animation, dialogue was not necessary to convey the jokes or what the Pink Panther was thinking. He proved to be one step ahead of the audience as the jokes proved to be unpredictable, yet still flowing with the rest of the short. Thus the joke built and each followed one after another in a logical manner. Despite being a silent character most of the time, he did find time to say a couple of words.
By any chance, have you seen any gophers with diamonds in? They just could be trying to hide something.
Voiced by Rich Little, the Pink Panther spoke in the shorts Sing Pink and Pink Ice, and despite the addition of dialogue to the character, he nonetheless stayed his humorous self, and it didn't feel like a break from his usual character. Little's David Niven impression felt all too appropriate to the character, and though he went back to being silent shortly afterwards, Rich Little's interpretation still remains one of the quintessential Pink Panther portrayals.
They say a rolling stone gathers no moss. And we wouldn't want a beautiful stone like this to gather moss, would we?
The Pink Panther shorts remained consistently popular through the 60s and 70s, and a successful half-hour television show called The Pink Panther Show started airing on NBC in the late 60s. Though a love track was unfortunately added to the proceedings, the short still kept that classic feel, and the car featured in the opening became instantly iconic.
Panther, the rink-eating panther, and it's as plain as your nose that he's the one and only truly original Panther Pink from head to toe. Yeah, he's the one and only truly original Panther Pink Panther from head to toe.
However, in 1993, a new Pink Panther animated series premiered with Matt Frewer voicing the colorful cat. Unfortunately, while I enjoyed this show when I was younger, it just doesn't hold up, as Max Headroom's voice doesn't quite fit the Panther, and unlike the Rich Little portrayal, this Panther talks a tad too much, even if they still somewhat captured the look of the Freleng shorts. And that great remix of Mancini's theme was mighty enjoyable.
Think pink.
After the 90s show finished its run, the Pink Panther slowly disappeared from the limelight, appearing mainly in advertising. In 2006, when Steve Martin took on the role of Inspector Clouseau, the opening title sequence was originally going to be computer animated until it was changed to the classic hand-drawn style, and it's hard to deny that these opening titles were the best things about these new Pink Panther films. They even hired Bob Kurtz, who worked on the classic shorts, to direct it, to perfectly capture that Fritz Freleng feeling, and he definitely succeeded in that regard. The cat came back again in a new television series on Cartoon Network called Pink Panther and Friends, which, while capturing the animation and look of the Freleng shorts, didn't quite get the humor, and the few episodes I watched only gave me a couple of small chuckles. However, despite my general feelings towards the show, the team behind it certainly did not deserve a time slot of 7:30 in the morning. In conclusion, the Pink Panther is certainly one of the best and funniest cartoon characters out there. And if you at least have not seen the Fritz Freleng shorts, they are completely and utterly worth your time because they really are excellent. See you next time.